Welcome, lords and ladies, to the ancient seat of House Targaryen, Dragonstone. Today, beneath the shadow of the smoking sea and the stone dragons that guard these halls, the blood of old Valyria gathers once more for glory, legacy, and immortality. This is the Dragonlords tournament of Dragonstone. From conquerors who forged kingdoms to princes who nearly shattered them. From Dragonriders whose names echo through history to warriors whose deeds became legend. 16 champions that represent the greatest warriors ever born of the dragon's blood. 16 Dragonlords, one throne. For generations, maesters have debated their greatness. Today, the realm will witness it. The time for talk is over. Let the Dragonlords tournament begin. And now, the opening bout of the tournament brings together two princes whose names have endured for centuries. Representing House Targaryen, the Dragonknight, a warrior so legendary that all others are measured against him. Prince Aemon Targaryen. And his challenger, the Silver Prince, whose life and death changed the fate of the Seven Kingdoms, the last dragon, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. Two of House Targaryen's finest meet in the very first clash of the tournament. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Rhaegar Targaryen. Let the fight begin. Aemon charges forward, while Rhaegar does a little do-si-do. Oh! Aemon hits Rhaegar's shield with thunderous force. And now he's charging Rhaegar again. Oh, a huge collision. Now both fighters reposition. Oh, Aemon with a huge shot. But Rhaegar's drawn his blade now. And Aemon's got Dark Sister out now. Rhaegar is swinging wildly now. Aemon sneaks in a huge strike. Oh, massive strikes from Aemon. Can Rhaegar turn this around? Oh, that's it. It's over. Aemon the Dragonknight has cut Prince Rhaegar down. What an opening bout. Aemon the Dragonknight will be moving on to round two. And now, a clash between two Targaryens remembered for very different reasons. One a conqueror, the other a master of shadows. Representing House Targaryen, the young dragon, a king who conquered Dawn before most men come of age, King Daeron I. And his challenger, the albino archer, whose whispers shaped kingdoms and whose gaze missed nothing, the three-eyed raven, Brynden Bloodraven Rivers. A king of war faces a man who turns secrets into weapons. Bloodraven versus Daeron the First Targaryen. Let the fight begin. Oh, a massive strike from Daeron to begin the fight. But that's not stopping Bloodraven in the slightest. Bloodraven lands a huge shot. Daeron's off balance. Oh, another strike lands. Daeron looks shaken up, folks. Bloodraven isn't giving him a second to breathe. Daeron seems to have gotten his composure back now. Can he get the job done here, folks? Oh, a massive strike for the young dragon. Gods, these two are just teeing off on each other. Oh, he got him. It's over. Bloodraven cut down the young dragon. What a fight. Brynden Rivers will be moving on to round two. And now, a clash between two princes of House Targaryen. One remembered as a legend, the other as a warning. Representing the rogue prince himself, Dragon Rider, Conqueror, and veteran of 100 battles. The wielder of Dark Sister, Prince Daemon Targaryen. And his challenger, a prince as cruel as he was fearless. A warrior whose arrogance and madness became the stuff of legend. Prince Aerion Brightflame. The rogue prince faces the brightest and darkest flame of House Targaryen. Daemon Targaryen versus Aerion Brightflame. Let the fight begin! Damon charges forward, while Aerion repositions. This one should be an absolute slugfest, folks. These are two of the most savage members of the Targaryen bloodline. Aerion charges Damon now, and he lays down a thunderous strike. Aerion charges down on Damon again, but Damon connects. Damon circles and connects again. I gotta tell you, folks, the Rogue Prince is a shifty fellow as he trots to the other side of the arena. Aerion charges and strikes, but Damon strikes back. Oh! Damon fell from his horse. Gods, this could be bad. Damon's back on his horse now. Aerion circles around, and the fight is back on. Oh, Damon snuck that one in there. Aerion repositions now. And Damon with a loud strike. I'm shocked Aerion held onto his shield there, folks. And a big strike from Aerion. Oh, Damon connects with Dark Sister. Another strike from Aerion. Oh, and a huge strike from Damon. And Damon grabs his spear again. This is very interesting here, folks. This is it, folks. Here we go. Gods, they're just teeing off on each other. Oh, Aerion fell. This is not good. Gods, he got him. It's over. Daemon cut down Aerion Brightflame. What a fight. Daemon Targaryen will be moving on to round 2. And now, two of the most feared warriors ever born of the dragon's blood step into the arena. Representing House Blackfyre, a giant among men, a beast of unmatched strength, whose very name became a symbol of terror, the last of his line, Maelys the Monstrous, and his challenger, the prince who claimed Rhaegar, the largest dragon in the world, a warrior who lost an eye and gained a legend, Prince Aemond Targaryen. Brute force meets cold fury as two of the deadliest Dragonlords ever to live collide. Maelys the Monstrous versus Aemond Targaryen. Let the fight begin! Aemond lands the first strike. This, folks, should be one for the ages. One-Eye versus the Monstrous. A near miss on that pass there. But Maelys is trying to make this fight up close. Oh! Aemond unhorsed Maelys. But Maelys is back on his mount now. And Maelys with the big strike now. Another strike from Maelys. But Aemond has his blade drawn now. Oh! Maelys charges. And missed somehow. But Aemond's got him right where he wants him now. Maelys is thrusting his spear wildly. But Aemond is staying on him. They're just striking back and forth now. Ouch! That was a deep strike on Maelys. But he isn't backing down a bit, folks. The last Blackfyre is giving it everything he's got. Oh, he got him! Unbelievable! Aemond cut down Maelys the Monstrous. Aemond Targaryen will be moving on to round 2. And now, two of the greatest Dragonlords in history meet beneath the shadow of Dragonstone. Representing House Blackfyre, a warrior so gifted that songs still celebrate his name generations later. The king who bore the sword, Daemon Blackfyre. And his challenger, the Conqueror, who forged the 7 kingdoms with fire and blood, the first Targaryen king to sit the Iron Throne, Aegon the Conqueror. Now two legends of the dragon's blood meet in a battle worthy of history. Daemon Blackfyre versus Aegon the Conqueror. Let the fight begin! Aegon thrusts but misses, and now Damon looks to be playing a little cat and mouse game. Damon turns and blocks Aegon's thrust. Damon's charging. Oh! Aegon circles around the Black Dragon, and he draws Blackfyre. This could get interesting now. They're both swinging some furious blows. 7 gods. This one could go either way here. They're both just teeing off on each other. Oh, Aegon connects. And now Damon. This is unbelievable. Strike after strike. Who's it going to be? The Conqueror himself? Or the Black Dragon? Oh, Aegon's off balance. And Damon shatters the Conqueror's shield. And Aegon shatters Damon's. Oh, Aegon got him. It's over against the odds. Aegon the Conqueror has cut down Daemon Blackfyre. I can't believe it. Aegon Targaryen will be moving on to round 2. And now, a clash between faith and fire. Representing House Targaryen, a prince remembered for his honor, his courage, and his unwavering devotion to the realm, the beloved Breakspear, Baelor Targaryen. And his challenger, warrior, dragon rider, and sister to the Conqueror himself, the woman who helped forge the 7 kingdoms, Visenya Targaryen. Now 2 icons of House Targaryen meet on the field of battle. Baelor Breakspear versus Visenya Targaryen. Let the fight begin. A huge miss to start this one, folks. That's unlike Baelor. They clash again, but nothing. And Visenya is doing her best to keep her distance. But Baelor is staying on her. Baelor draws his blade now. Visenya thrusts. Baelor swings and misses. Visenya backpedals. But Baelor is swinging wildly. Visenya is starting to look overwhelmed here, folks. Baelor just isn't giving her a second to breathe. Gods, folks, just look at how relentless he is with her. No matter her reputation, he isn't letting her win this fight. He connects. Baelor is swinging like a man crazed. Oh, Visenya's off balance. And Baelor is hacking away at her. Oh, that's it! He got her! Baelor Breakspear overwhelmed Visenya in a very one-sided fight. Baelor Targaryen will be moving on to round 2. And now, 2 kings whose reigns could not have been more different. Representing House Targaryen, a king feared by enemies and subjects alike, the rider of Balerion, Maegor the Cruel, and his challenger, the ruler who brought peace, prosperity, and stability to Westeros, the conciliator, Jaehaerys I. Now 2 of the most influential kings in Targaryen history settle their differences in combat. Maegor the Cruel versus Jaehaerys I Targaryen. Let the fight begin! A near miss to start this bout off! This one has all the makings to be incredible, folks! Oh, a huge thrust for Jaehaerys before he crashed into the wall. He and his horse both look to be okay, though. Now Maegor has drawn Blackfyre. He is a menace with that sword in his hand. And he connects. Gods, Maegor is swinging wildly now. But Jaehaerys isn't phased a bit. 7 gods. Listen to those strikes, folks. But look at Jaehaerys. Go! The conciliator isn't backing down a bit. They're teeing off back and forth. Gods, this one is going to be over quick at this rate. Oh, Maegor shatters his shield. Oh, that's it. It's over. Maegor the Cruel has cut down the conciliator. What a fight. Maegor Targaryen will be moving on to round 2. And now, 2 hardened veterans step forward for the final battle of the opening round. Representing House Targaryen, a prince forged by war who would one day wear the crown, the anvil, Maekar Targaryen. And his challenger, the fiercest champion the Blackfyre cause ever produced, the man known throughout the realm Bittersteel, Aegor Rivers. Now two relentless warriors meet in a contest neither man would ever back down from. Maekar Targaryen versus Aegor Bittersteel Rivers. Let the fight begin. Aegor strikes first with a thunderous blow, but Maekar circles around. Oh! Aegor draws blood with that one, folks. Maekar gives himself some space, but Aegor is right back on him. Oh, Maekar connects. A loud thrust from Aegor now. Back and forth, they thrust their spears at one another. Oh, he draws blood again, but the anvil is keeping on the offensive. Oh, Aegor connects with that thrust. 7 gods. That was a deep strike from Maekar. Who will it be, folks? Only one can advance. Will it be the anvil or the man called Bittersteel? Oh, Maekar's off balance. And he draws blood again. And again. How is Aegor still on his horse? Gods, look at the strikes from these two. A single strike may be the difference maker here. Oh, Aegor got him. It's over. Bittersteel has cut down Maekar the anvil. Aegor Rivers will be moving on to round 2. And now, round 2 begins. 16 legends entered this tournament. Now only 8 remain. The road to the championship continues. And now, 2 of the most dangerous men ever to serve the Iron Throne meet in battle. First into the arena, the greatest knight of his age, the Dragon Knight, Aemon Targaryen, and his challenger, the Master of Whispers and Shadows, the Three-Eyed Crow, Brynden Rivers. Now 2 masters of very different arts meet to decide whose legacy endures. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Bloodraven. Let the fight begin. Aemon lands a huge strike. Bloodraven turns himself around and charges Aemon down. They crash in the center. Oh, a huge strike from Bloodraven. Aemon draws Dark Sister now. 7 gods. Those are some huge strikes from Aemon. Now they're both striking back and forth. Oh, Aemon connects. Look at these 2 folks. They're both swinging relentlessly, but only one will advance. Oh, Bloodraven connected with that one. Now Aemon. And Brynden's off balance. But he's still hacking away. Oh, that's it. He got him. What a fight. Aemon the Dragon Knight has cut down Bloodraven. Aemon Targaryen will be moving on to round 3. And now, uncle and nephew prepare to settle a rivalry worthy of song. First into the arena, the prince who lived for war and glory, the rogue prince, Daemon Targaryen. And his challenger, the fierce prince who claimed Vhagar, Aemond Targaryen. Now 2 Dragonriders from opposite generations collide in a battle for Targaryen supremacy. Daemon Targaryen versus Aemond Targaryen. Let the fight begin. Aemond charges his uncle right away. This is what we expected, folks. These 2 have more reason than anyone to want to beat the other. But which one will advance today? A thunderous strike from Daemon, but Aemon strikes right back. Oh, Daemon draws blood. Daemon draws Dark Sister, and he connects. Again, Aemond looks a little overwhelmed now, folks. Daemon with another thunderous strike. Aemond might be struggling with his horse a bit. Daemon misses with a big swing, but that one connected with Aemon's shield. I have no idea how he held on to it. Oh, a loud shot from Aemond. Can he put something together? Aemon's off balance now. Daemon with another ferocious strike. Oh, he barely missed there. Wow, that was a loud strike, folks. Daemon connects again. Who is going to do it, folks? The uncle or the nephew? It's picking up now, folks. Here we go. Daemon strikes. Targaryen will be moving on to round 3. And now, a meeting between two princes destined for greatness. First into the arena, the prince beloved by an entire realm, Breakspear, Baelor Targaryen, and his challenger, the founder of the Seven Kingdoms, Aegon the Conqueror. Now two of House Targaryen's greatest leaders face one another in combat. Baelor Breakspear versus Aegon the Conqueror. Let the fight begin! Baelor repositions, and Aegon rides to the other side of the arena. Oh, Baelor just barely misses. They collide, and a thunderous strike from Baelor. Oh, Aegon connected there. How did he do that? Oh, he knocks Aegon from his horse. This can be bad. Aegon's back on his mount, and he's on the offensive. Baelor draws his blade. That was a loud strike, folks, and Baelor connected with that one. Oh, a massive thrust from Aegon, and Baelor connects again, and again. Gods, Baelor is swinging like a madman. I have no idea how Aegon is still up. Oh, a huge strike from Baelor. Oh, Aegon connects with a thrust. This one is heating up now, folks. Who is it going to be? Aegon the Conqueror or Baelor Breakspear? Baelor connects. Oh, that's it. He got him. Baelor Breakspear has cut down the Conqueror. Baelor Targaryen will be moving on to round 3. And now, two of the fiercest warriors ever to fight for power in Westeros. First into the arena, the king feared throughout the realm, the rider of Balerion, Maegor the Cruel, and his challenger, the Blackfyre cause's fiercest champion, Bittersteel, Aegor Rivers. Now two ruthless fighters meet in a contest neither man was born to avoid. Maegor the Cruel versus Aegor Bittersteel Rivers. Let the fight begin! A huge collision to start this off. These two both want this bad. Oh, Aegor connects first. Look at how aggressive he is. Now Maegor draws Blackfyre, and Aegor draws his blade. Now they're both laying down some ferocious strikes. Oh, Maegor connects. Oh, now Aegor. 7 gods. Aegor is swinging wildly now, folks. And Maegor connects again. This is the most aggressive fight we've had thus far, folks. These two are just teeing off on each other. Who will move on? Gods, Aegor got him. It's over. Bittersteel has cut down Maegor the Cruel. What a fight! Aegor Rivers will be moving on to round 3. And now, two of the greatest warriors ever born to House Targaryen stand one victory away from the finals. First into the arena, the Dragonknight, Aemon Targaryen, and his challenger, the rogue prince, Daemon Targaryen. Now, two legends of House Targaryen collide with a place in the championship on the line. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Daemon Targaryen. Let the fight begin! Daemon charges forward, and his spear connects with Aemon. Now Daemon's drawn his blade already. It looks like he wants to get this out of the way early, folks. Now Aemon's charging him down. Oh, a huge blow from Aemon. Daemon repositions himself. And now they both exchange blows back and forth. Now they both reposition. I'm betting they're both taking a deep breath here, folks. This is a big fight, but only one will get to see the final. Daemon's got his blade out again. Aemon missed a huge thrust there. Daemon strikes, and Aemon connects. This one is heating up now, folks. Aemon thrusts. And Damon with a wild swing. Oh, Damon connected that time. Another swing, and Aemon misses. Another wild strike from Damon. That's a little unlike him. You'd expect more calculation from the Rogue Prince. Oh, Damon connects again. They're in the corner now. And Aemon draws blood. Oh, now Damon connects again. Look at these two go. Only one will move on. Will it be the Dragon Knight or the Rogue Prince? Aemon draws Dark Sister. Here we go, folks. Two of the greatest Targaryen warriors, each swinging Dark Sister, both vying to move on to the final round. All it will take is a single mistake from one of these two men. Oh, Aemon's shield just exploded. Now Aemon connects. Oh, they're off balance. Damon connects. Oh, Aemon got him. It's over. The Dragon Knight has cut down the Rogue Prince. What a fight! Aemon Targaryen will be moving on to the final round. And now, two warriors whose names still echo across the centuries meet for the right to compete for the crown. First into the arena, Breakspear, Baelor Targaryen, and his challenger, Bittersteel, Aegor Rivers. Now two of the Dragon's Blood's fiercest warriors battle for a place in the final. Baelor Breakspear versus Aegor Bittersteel Rivers. Let the fight begin! Baelor charges and the fight begins. And Baelor connects on the first pass. Now they both reposition themselves. A big miss from Aegor. And Baelor lands a loud shot. But Aegor's charging him down. Oh, Baelor connects with a heavy strike. Gods, look at those strikes. Baelor says, if anyone's going to the finals, it's going to be him. Oh, Bittersteel draws blood, but Baelor is fighting like a man possessed. Oh, Aegor draws blood again, but Baelor is still on the offensive. He doesn't even want to give Aegor a second to breathe. These two do have some nasty history together. Another huge miss from Aegor. Baelor is swinging like a madman, folks. One good strike is all it will take for either of these two. One strike to the final round. Oh, Baelor connects again. Back and forth they continue to strike each other. One of the truest Targaryen knights of the bloodline. To a man who spent his life trying to destroy the House of the Dragon. Only one moves on. Who will prevail here? Oh, Baelor connects again. Gods, that has to be it. Oh, that's it. It's over. Baelor Breakspear has cut down Bittersteel. What a fight. Baelor Targaryen will be moving on to the final round. And now, after battles that will be remembered for generations, only two Dragonlords remain. Representing House Targaryen, the Dragon Knight himself. In round one, he defeated Rhaegar Targaryen. In round two, he overcame the cunning of Bloodraven. And in round three, he conquered the Rogue Prince, Daemon Targaryen, the greatest knight in the history of Westeros, Aemon Targaryen. And his challenger, the beloved prince known throughout the realm as Breakspear. In round one, he defeated Visenya Targaryen. In round two, he overcame Aegon the Conqueror himself. And in round three, he outlasted Bittersteel to earn his place in the championship. One of the finest warriors and leaders House Targaryen ever produced. Baelor Breakspear. Two legends, one crown. The Dragon Knight and Breakspear stand at the end of a road travelled by 16 of the greatest Dragonlords in history. Aemon the Dragonknight versus Baelor Breakspear. Let the final fight begin. Aemon charges to start the round. And he connects! Now Baelor's chasing him down! This should be a brawl, folks! Baelor draws his blade! But Aemon connects! And Baelor misses! Gods! Look at these two go! Oh! Aemon connects again! But Baelor isn't fazed a bit! He's just trying to smother Aemon right now! Aemon draws Dark Sister! And he lands a strike on Baelor! Now he's off balance! Oh! A huge connection for Baelor! That's it, folks! Now we've got ourselves a fight! Who will take the crown and be named the greatest Targaryen fighter of all time? Aemon the Dragonknight or Baelor Breakspear? Oh, a thunderous blow from Baelor! I think they could hear that at Winterfell! Baelor's on the offensive, just hoping if he outstrikes the Dragon Knight, he can take the victory today! Another connection for Baelor! Aemon dropped his spear! Oh, he connected with Baelor's helm! Here we go, folks! Blade on blade! Just the way the Seven would have seen it done! Gods! Look at the fury behind those strikes! These two are just teeing off on each other! Baelor's off balance! Oh! Aemon connected! Seven gods! I don't want either of these men to get hurt, but I just can't look away! How are they still up? Oh, he got him! I can't believe it, folks! What a fight! Aemon the Dragon Knight has done it! Listen to this crowd! We have found our champion! People of Dragonstone, hear us! From across the centuries, the blood of old Valyria gathered here. 16 of the greatest warriors House Targaryen ever produced entered this tournament. Only one remained. Through every trial, every duel, and every legend placed before him, he endured. One by one, they fell. Now the dragons bow their heads. The realm bears witness as a champion is crowned. Behold the victor of the Dragonlords tournament of Dragonstone, Aemon the Dragonknight!